Hello and welcome to Delightful, Delicious, Delovely. Today I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to open this box that I got from the Herbivorous Butcher in Minneapolis, I think. Herbivorous Butcher. They are a vegan butcher shop in Minneapolis. I spent $100 on random things. I'm going to show you what I got now. All right, it's packed in this cold, icy thing. All right. So the first thing I got is, what is this? This is Smoky House Ribs. Smoky House Ribs. I'll give you a look at this. All right, there's that. I got, what's this? This is Korean barbecue ribs. This is Porterhouse steak. Porterhouse steak. Pretty eager to try these things. This tag came off of, two of them in here. 2 ribeye steaks. It's heavy. These are good until June 25th, I guess. I don't know about the freezing situation. And this is cheese-free cheese. This is Dill Havarti. Dill Havarti. All right, so this is $95 worth of food. It's kind of a lot. 3 huge steaks, big honking piece of cheese, and 3 pretty good-sized ribs of 2 different flavors. So what I'm going to do now is open these up and take and do a little taste test for you. I'm going to not cook them. I'm going to eat them at room temperature. They're actually colder. They're cold from the box, so they're actually colder than room temperature. I'm just going to taste them all at once. I'll be right back. Okay. I have them on the counter here on my cutting board. The steaks, I have to say, look really convincing visually. The rib does too. It's a little bent. This is the Smoky House rib. This is the Korean barbecue. That's the Dill Havarti. This is the ribeye, and that's the Porterhouse. So I guess I'll start with this little bit of rib. They're very dense. Wow. And even there's a little pink in the middle. It looks like meat. I'm going for it. All right. Tastes good. Pardon my mouth being full. The texture is kind of what I expected. A little bit denser than other fake meats I've had. Visually, it's pretty awesome. The barbecue flavor is really good. This is the Smoky House, right? I said, yeah. Not the Korean. This is the Smoky House. I like it. It's dense and chewy. It's not going to fool a meat eater, but it's tasty. I like it. So, let's see. Let's go on to this Korean one. Take maybe a smaller bite so I don't have to chew so much. Okay. Still that same dense texture. Oh. I need to cut smaller bites. Okay. Chewy. I like the flavor of the Korean one better. It's got some sesame oil flavor to it. That is nice. It's a big rib too. Yeah, you know what? Again, it's not going to fool a meat eater, but it tastes really good and it's really dense. And I think if you're somebody, my favorite food when I was a kid was ribs, particularly the Chinese ones with the really sweet red barbecue sauce on them. But I haven't had a real rib. I mean, I gave up meat in the 80s, but I wasn't eating a lot of meat even when I ate meat. Probably haven't had a rib since 85 or something. So, yeah, that would hit the spot. Absolutely, for rib craving. I'm going to try this Dill Havarti. Is there paper on there? Yeah, there's paper on it. Oops, paper. Wrapped in paper like a real deli. Oh, it looks really good with the paper off. Okay, take a little slice of this. Much smaller than I've been doing. Dilly. Creamy. It's good. It's really creamy and doesn't have that tang. If you watched my review, I did a cheese review a while back with a bunch of Miyokos and Punk Rock Cheese Labs cheese and sorry, has my phone ringing. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have the tang that I found sort of unpleasant in the bunch of the Miyoko's cheeses. They were very sort of, tang is the best word. This is great. This might be the best, and the dill is really a lovely flavor. I like it a lot. It'd be really nice on a sandwich. I think because it's so creamy, I bet it melts too, but I don't know what you'd use a dill cheese on besides a sandwich. All right, I'm going to get into this Porterhouse here. Let me wipe this off. Get into this Porterhouse. They all have this sort of pink in the middle. These look so convincing. Okay. This has not got much flavor to it. Beyond that flavor, I think everybody knows of like fake veggie burgers. Dense. It's got that vegetarian meat flavor. It's good, but not as good as those. It also has that pink middle, though. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's not my favorite thing in the world. I like it. It's just not as good as those two. And now I'll get into this. This is the Porterhouse. Look how they're different. Let's see if they taste different. This is not as dense. I feel like it's a little sweeter. Yeah. It's not as convincing as the ribs. The two steaks are visually, I think, more convincing than the ribs. But flavor-wise, that's my new Foster. Not as convincing, not as compelling. The barbecue sauce has obviously helped to mask the fact that it doesn't really taste like meat. When it's just a straight meat, it's a little bit more apparent that it's not actually meat. These are so similar in taste. I don't know what makes them different. Yeah, 6 of 1 for those. They're good. And they'd be especially good, I think, to make a Reuben or that kind of a thing where you've got other flavors competing or assisting this meat to be more like meat, because if you have that Thousand Island dressing and sauerkraut and rye bread, all those flavors combined, and this texture, I think would work really well. So yeah, I think my favorite. I'll give the Smoky House one another taste. Get some with a lot more barbecue sauce on it. Littler piece though. Yeah, that's really good. Really good. The barbecue sauce is good on it. Still like that one better, but they're both really good, and they're more dense than these, and they're chewy, and I think are rock star. The cheese is rock star too. I read that their Gouda is their most popular, I think, but I was intrigued by the Dill Havarti, and I'm not disappointed. I think these are great. I think it's a big hit. I think this is well worth $100. There's a lot of food here. I got two of these, one Porterhouse, and then 3 of each of these ribs and that cheese. I think it's a good deal. I think if I were to buy more from these guys, and I may, I would stick to the ribs. Okay, I hear you. I would stick to the ribs because they are superlative, and I don't eat a lot of sandwiches. I'm into eating a bunch of bread and mayonnaise and stuff. As much as I like it, my ass doesn't like it, or it does like it too much. Yeah, that's it. I think this is great. I wish there was one of these in town. I wish I could go in and sample. They have a ton of stuff. They have way more things than just what I have here on their website, and they can ship it to you in this refrigerated pack. And I think it's great. I will maybe try additional things of theirs. Really, if I went to a barbecue and was able to pop these in the grill, I'd be very pleased with myself. Yeah, they're both excellent. And that is that. Before I go, I want to introduce you to my new foster. His name is Bruce. He came from the South Korean dog meat trade. I don't know who brought him over from South Korea. They rescued him with another pug and some other dogs, and Road Dogs and Rescue, which is the rescue that I foster for and from whom I've adopted many dogs and fostered maybe 15. I have a new guy here. It's Bruce. Want to come say hi, Bruce? Come here, baby cakes. Come on, honey. And there he is. This is Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Hi. Yeah, you're a good boy, huh? He's huge. He's a huge pug. He's incredibly sweet. I feel like he was a pet, though. I think maybe he was stolen or ended up in the pound. I don't know how they end up in the dog meat trade, but they're not all just raised for meat. But I think they steal dogs, and dogs that end up homeless or whatever end up in this situation. Because when I give him a treat or something, give him some food, he sits right in front of me and looks at me like he's a dog that's been trained to sit and wait for a treat, which is heartbreaking to think that either a family loves him and lost him somehow and they're devastated, or that they had him and they gave him up in such a way that he ended up being in the meat world. I posted him on Facebook recently, and somebody said that they have a dog, a Yulin, from the Yulin dog meat festival in China. So she has a Yulin rescue, and she said also really trusting. He's so trusting. He follows me everywhere. If I sit in my desk chair or in my kitchen chair, he has to put his head on my lap. He squeeze his head under the arm of my chair to put his head in my lap. He's really, really loves attention and affection. I let him sleep in the bed because that's what I do with my dogs. He is beside himself with joy in my bed. He's missing big chunks of fur on his shoulder and the back of his neck. I don't know, really big chunks of it. I don't know if it's from scar tissue or if it will grow back. I don't know. He's beautiful, though. His face is very, very pretty. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Anyway, the chick was the Yulin dog, so that her dog was similar, very trusting and very sweet, but that it was terrified of the vacuum, which I think most dogs don't like the vacuum. But she added that it's because it sounds like the blow torches they use at these dog meat things. I don't know if everybody knows, but the people that eat dog meat believe that dog meat tastes better if the dog had a lot of adrenaline in its system when it died. So they torture the dogs before they kill them. They cut their feet off. They burn them alive. They do all kinds of, stick them in boiling water alive. They do terrible, terrible things to them so the dog is suffering to the maximum when it dies. So the meat can taste better. It's about as vile a thing as I can't even imagine anything more vile than that. Or even if I ate meat, I can't imagine thinking I want the animal to suffer more so it tastes better for me. I mean, I'm willing to have this instead of a real steak to avoid the cow being hurt. I can't imagine wanting the cow to suffer the maximum amount so that it would taste like that instead of like that. Like to get that increase in pleasure, I cannot comprehend that level of selfishness and cruelty. But it's the truth. So Brucey here is my current boy, and we're going to find him a great, great home, and he's going to have a happy, happy, happy life. So that is it. That is my unboxing and my review of the Herbivorous Butcher's Smoky House Ribs, Korean Barbecue Ribs, Dill Havarti, Porterhouse, and ribeye steaks. Again, these are not strongly flavored, but they're great texture, and I think that they would work really, really well in, well, really basically in sandwiches. But maybe I'll put some barbecue sauce on them and put them on the grill. That'd be great too. Trying them at room temperature naked is at their least advantageous way to be sampled. So that's it. I'm rambling now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and please comment. If you have comments, please make them. I try to answer everybody, or at least acknowledge everybody if you comment. If there's something you would like me to make that I haven't made yet, or if you made something and it came out well, or even badly, I'd like to know. So that's it. This is my Instagram and Twitter handles, and please subscribe, Moxie. And there goes Hayden. This is a house full of fucking dogs. All right, that's it. Thanks. Until next time. Bye.